few times a year we all get together outside the dojo, which is really nice. And then everyone has a really different background, so it's cool just to be exposed to people from different walks of life, and then you all come together for twice a week, and it's fun. You just get a chance to catch up with everyone, then you're practicing something that's very personal as well with them, so you kind of form a neat connection with them through that as well.
And also there's a nice sort of family, literal and figurative family sense to it all. There's kids that we've seen for the past 3 or 4 years as they're growing up, passing their gradings and getting new belts, and then there's a family, a kids class, and their parents are involved, and everyone's sort of involved. And then we've got a lot of good friends in the dojo, so it's a nice atmosphere. We're all learning together and experiencing it together and watching everybody grow. I took karate as a child for a year or two, but that was 30-something years ago. So I suppose somewhere in my subconscious there's a little bit of it still left, but I don't remember too much of it back then. It was fun, but pretty new to it.
How you look at things around you and how you carry yourself, and just more of an awareness, I think, about how bodies move, how the mind works, how to interact with other people, where to draw limits, how to be respectful of people's spaces, how to kind of be respectful of your own space without this aggressive. One of the things that's interesting is, the idea of you're training for something you hope you're never going to have to use. And so you're not just training for the end result, the whole process is part of it, which I think is really interesting. And so the idea is that if you ever do get in a fight, you're not all of a sudden going to. It's about protecting yourself and honoring your space. So you're not using it until someone comes into your space. And so it's just this different mindset, I think, that I find that I look at things and how I carry myself, knowing that it's more understanding boundaries and limits, I think.
There's a couple sides to it. There's the sort of mental aspect, which has been mentioned a lot, confidence and a feeling of empowerment. And definitely there's a part of confidence. You feel that much more confident in just walking down the street. So that's sort of one side of the mental aspect. The other side is just the sort of body awareness that you have. And then of course there's the physical side where you're actually getting a good workout after an hour and a half of Tai Chi or karate. And
It does translate
that's
to other sports.
And it translates
you
to
kind
other
of hike
sports.
differently, you run differently, you're just, different awareness, as Alex was saying. There's an element of putting your own personal stuff to the side in your own reactions with stuff. I mean, you're learning things and your mind tells you to do something one way, but it's only because you've been doing it that way for so long. So in some ways it's kind of retraining the mind as well, which can sometimes be kind of difficult. And Lucas has talked about you have to be able to kind of be ready for a punch. You have to be ready for someone coming into your space, because that's how you can respond. But the gut reaction, of course, is to kind of flinch, to back away. But you start learning the implications of everything you've always been taught, and kind of realize how it's better for your body, it's better for this. It's just shifting that awareness, and sometimes that's really challenging. He does this one exercise where you face a partner and you're throwing a punch at someone and it comes really close to your face. But you're not supposed to flinch, because the idea is that you're learning personal space, you're learning critical distancing, and also by understanding what's coming at you, you can better respond with it. So sometimes there's a lot of a challenge to kind of get over all these things that you've done your entire life and start retraining and be like, no, be aware of a different movement, understand critical space, understand what it means. Can someone actually hit you from that distance? Are they too far? Are they too close? And so by doing that, you can respond a lot differently. So it's challenging to undo stuff you've been taught or reprogram your brain to kind of move in different ways.
It is all encompassing, and there's the mental side and the physical side. And if somebody's looking for just one, you can really, if you're looking for sort of physical workout, you can certainly get that from karate, but that's all you're looking for. You're gonna probably be a little disappointed, because there's a lot to martial art. And so you have to go in open-minded and expect that you're going to learn a lot physically and mentally. And karate can be intense, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's intense like a good yoga class or something even deeper, maybe even something spiritual to you.
I think it would depend on the type of martial arts, for sure, especially as a female. Going back to what we were saying before, that I think having something that's the connection, the philosophy, the mind, the body, all of that, I've learned much more than if I had just done a weekend crash course in women's self-defense.